Hello my friends and welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. In this video I'm going to show you how I took one painting and created 4 cards that will be perfect for any occasion. I'm using photo paper and I'm also using an embossing gun. When you're using an embossing gun on photo paper, you have to be really careful because it does get hot, so you can't keep the gun in the same area for very long or you will scorch your paper. So you have to be very careful. Now, if you don't have an embossing gun, you can use the, for example, Revlon blow dryer. You won't get the definition in the ripples that you do with the embossing gun, but you can do the same thing as well. So you can see here that I've added some ink mixed with alcohol and I'm creating my ripples by going back and forth. I'm tipping the paper so that the alcohol and ink mixture runs down, and then I run the embossing gun across the bottom of the puddle. You can see here I'm just moving this one around, I'm laying it flat, and I'm almost creating, I guess you would say, rings. And you can see how I keep the puddle of ink in the center moving, and if it starts to dry too much, then I add a little bit more alcohol. But you can see the puddle of ink moving, and that's what you want to see. So I am not using the embossing gun directly over the ink. Notice that I'm always going on the side of it. And you can see here I'm tipping my paper and I'm moving the embossing gun back and forth, and I did speed this up, but I'm actually going a lot slower than this. And I have no design, no pattern in mind with this painting. And obviously I didn't like it, so I started a new one. And I just used pitch black, and I think the color is raspberry. And I just created ripples, and again, no particular pattern in mind. I just created some ripples using the embossing gun. And here I'm using Posca pens to fill in the white space in between the shapes that I created. And you can see that I have an array of sizes of Posca pens, and this set really comes in handy because I'm using one here with a fine tip, and then I'm moving on to a broader tip to do a larger area, and then I have another one that came in this set that has a really broad tip. So I'm just going to go around and fill in the white spaces, and then I'm going to use some chrome markers, and these are my favorite metallic markers. They almost look like a mirror, and I'm going to create some patterns as well. So you can see here I switched to my largest Posca pen, and it's got a really broad nib, and it makes this quick work. Now if you don't have Posca pens, you can use acrylic paint and use a paintbrush to fill in the background. You don't have to have Posca pens, but I don't recommend using ink because the ink will come out very streaky. So any acrylic paint that you have, some craft paint, will work as well. I like the Posca pens because they give me a nice matte finish and it looks very smooth. So I'm just finishing this up. And alone it looks very pretty the way it is. But I decided to do a little embellishing. And what's wonderful about using the Posca pens to fill in your background is that if there's any area that you don't like, you can reshape it. You can change it to be anything you want it to be. So here you can see I've used my chrome markers in silver, And I have two different nib sizes that I'm using to create this pattern. And you can see that some of the lines are thicker and some are thinner. And then I decided that I wanted to outline the shapes that I created with the ink. And I don't think I showed at the end of the in this video that at the end I did grab a pink Posca pen and I did add some dots just for a little bit more pattern and interest. And then when I was finished with the painting, I used my paper cutter and I cut the sheet into into quarters, and I used black mats over the painting. And I love using these mats for cards because I think it makes it look even more like a painting and not just a card. I think it makes it look more special. Oh, I did show the pink Posca pen. So I'm just going over certain areas and creating these tiny little dots. And it was the brightest pink that I had because I wanted it to kind of match the pink that I used to create the ripples. So here are all my dots. Okay, so here you see I have my little mats, and I've cut my painting into 4, and I'm using a little bit of washi tape to adhere the painting to the mat. And you can see just how pretty these cards turn out, and I think they're perfect for any occasion. And here they are finished. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you give this a try. Let me know if you have any questions, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check the description box for links to the products used. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.